Think big. My mind's still running through all the conversations I had with Arnold Schwarzenegger last night in his kitchen. Talked to him for about an hour. It's one of the greatest conversations I've ever had, and that's one of the takeaways. Think big. Always thought big. Don't worry about failure so much, Tai. How far can you really fall? We're all only a few feet from the ground. And I was thinking, mentors. He told me about his mentor, Reg Park, his first mentor. And I thought, that's what's wrong in the world. That's why it's so easy to feel lost. Who do we have guiding our way? You got to go out. You have to find people. You have to find people who have done it before, who can shorten the path, who can keep you from failure. He told me, he said, don't fail too much. One of the reasons he doesn't procrastinate and can think big, he said, is because he, at 20 years old, won Mr. Olympia. So he said he got used to success and he tasted success. And so, make sure you find some little wins in life. Don't always lose. It's a myth that you only want to learn from mistakes. Well, you learn from mistakes. They don't have to be yours, though. And you can also learn from wins. Learn from his father the value of not just being lazy, always having something to do. Keep yourself, I wouldn't say entertained. It's important to sit back and think. People in the modern world, with all this convenience we have, the next thing you know, all you're doing is just sitting around not accomplishing anything. Go out, conquer the world, conquer your fears, think big. Whenever I learn something from a mentor, I try to immediately put it in practice. Even if I won't do it exactly like, perfectly, obviously people are different, but try to become an action taker. You hear something, you read a book, do it. Try it. There will be some things you can't get off your plate. There will be things you have to suck your thumb and think on for a while, and you can't make that executive decision. But 90% of the things that you have on your list, you can get off. And then that cognitive loading, your brain, your worrying is down. You got a list of real things you need to think about, and all these little trifles are done. If you can hone down your skills in a world of 7 billion people in just one thing, you will get a tremendous competitive advantage. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What you need to do is do an audit on yourself. What's my stickability factor? All right, I don't mean in a good way. A high stickability factor means you never get anything done. Don't have your cognitive load go through the roof. Lists create cognitive loading, internal or on paper. I don't care. Arthur Conan Doyle, the author, wrote about Sherlock Holmes. He said the mind's like an attic. Everything you put in will eventually pile up, and you won't be able to put new things in. Warren Buffett says, for every good thing you put in, you got to take something out. You have to make room for it. So when you start in your day-to-day, you start having this high cognitive load because of the stickability factor, you will be less effective. Your brain won't function as well. You won't be able to do deep thinking. When I see a book, now I don't put it on a list. I buy it now. That's a high stickability factor. Who's your mentor? How big you thinking? How much do you fear falling?